Thank you so much for watching Landumc Goes There. Please subscribe and hit the like button and the bell notification button. Baby Doll is a 1956 dramatic black comedy film that was directed by Elia Kazan. It stars Carol Baker, Carl Malden, and Eli Wallach. The movie was produced by Kazan and Tennessee Williams and was adapted from Williams' own one-act play called 27 Wagons Full of Cotton. The storyline goes that while living in Tiger Tail County, Mississippi, middle-aged Archie Lee Meehan and 19-year-old Baby Doll Meehan have been married for close to 2 years. You see, their marriage is not based on love, but on what each other is getting that they want from the other. The marriage agreement that they have has them consummating their marriage on her 20th birthday, which is a mere 3 days away. The problem being that she's not looking forward to it at all. She does taunt him and other men with her overt baby doll sexuality, fostering the baby doll aspect by sleeping in a crib in their house's nursery. Baby Doll's now deceased father allowed the marriage on the stipulation that Archie Lee provide Baby Doll financial security. They currently live in a dilapidated mansion with Aunt Rose Comfort. And although Archie Lee is making some renovations on the house, he no longer has the financial means to make it into what Baby Doll wants, because his cotton gin competitor, the recently arrived Sicilian Silva Vaccaro, runs another cotton ginning plantation, and he has effectively put Archie Lee and others in the area completely out of business. The Meehan's fortunes could change after Vaccaro's cotton gin burns to the ground in a case of arson, and Vaccaro is certain that Archie Lee is the arsonist. After he meets with the Meehans and learns more about their marriage, Vaccaro believes that the way to get what he wants is through Baby Doll. His actions begin a three-way battle of wills between Vaccaro, Archie Lee, and Baby Doll. Although the film's title card says Tennessee Williams' Baby Doll, and the film is based on his one-act play, the director Kazan claimed that Williams was only half-heartedly involved in writing the screenplay, of which Kazan says he wrote almost entirely himself. The director cast many of the actors using alumni from the actor's studio, with the entire principal cast being veterans of that establishment. Carol Baker was his first choice for the lead role, though Williams really wanted Marilyn Monroe for the part. Monroe at the time was trying to prove herself and improve her actress image, something she wanted to do very badly. But the director was stuck on Carol Baker, whose work he was familiar with from the Actors Studio in New York. Now, it's been noted that during the premiere, Marilyn Monroe actually acted as an usherette. This all done to benefit the Actors Studio. Eli Wallach is terrific in his role, and he called this film one of the most exciting and daring movies that he ever made. When he was still alive, he would constantly say that when people see it today, they wonder what the heck all the fuss was about when it was originally released. In the scene where he finds out that his cotton gin is burned down, he had real trouble trying to relate to that situation because he didn't know anything at all about cotton gins being burned down. So he was having trouble acting the part. Instead, he imagined in his mind that a friend has burned his house down with his wife and children inside. This gave him the reaction that the scene called for. Principal photography began in October of 1955 in Mississippi, in the J.C. Burris house that was built in 1848. It's an antebellum home in Bolivar County. The director had each actor dressed the home's interiors with self-selected props that they felt reflected their characters' personalities. Other shooting locations were in Greenville, Mississippi, with additional photography taking place in sound stages in New York City. It's widely believed that Carroll Baker's style in the film was the main inspiration for the 1990s Kinder horror fashion that was popularized by Courtney Love and originated the name and popularity of the baby doll nightgown. Upon its release, it was controversial from the start. Its subject matter was considered risque and was called by the Catholic Church as a film with carnal suggestiveness all through it. One of the cardinals of the Catholic Church condemned its release and urged all Catholics to refrain from patronizing the film. All over the country, almost 20 million Catholics protested this movie, and they picketed theaters where it was shown. This boycott nearly killed the film. It was canceled by 77% of the theaters that were showing it and made its box office receipts originally just dismal. It was condemned by Time magazine too, and was called one of the dirtiest American-made motion pictures that had ever been legally shown. According to Carroll Baker, who starred in the film, she and everyone else who worked on the movie had no idea that the material would be perceived in such a controversial light. It was believed that the main reason behind the backlash regarded the seduction scene between Baker and Eli Wallach, where his character successfully attempts to seduce and arouse her outside the farmhouse. There was also speculation that during that scene together on the swinging chair, Wallach's character is reaching under baby doll's dress, since his hands are not visible all the time in a close-up shot. According to both Baker and Wallach, the scene was intentionally filmed that way because the weather was very cold that day, and the director had put heaters all around the swing set. I don't understand all the controversy either. I recently rewatched this film, and it's a good film in my book. I try to look back on how audiences would have perceived it at the time, and I guess I understand where they were coming from, because they were very restrictive during that time period. But all in all, there's not much to the controversy that raged during the film's release. Take a look back at this pretty good film from 1956. I think you might enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll continue to chase the classics.